Do you want to be an accessory after the fact?
I don't follow.
Nor do you want to.
Hey cutie pies, I'm Lanikia and you're watching What Happened on the Soaps. This is General Hospital edition. Today is Wednesday, August the 10th, 2022. Is the week going by fast? It feels like it. All right, let's get right into it. This soap was good today for me. Certain people, like tidbits of information came out that I really enjoyed. So I'm gonna give it a 7.5. All right, we start off with Spinelli and Maxie. And so, well, it's clear Spinelli is still in love with Maxie because he says the algorithm cannot give him his mate because he already knows who it is. And she gets a call from Austin and everything. And so we already know he's in love with her. But anyway, she has him at a pedicure spot. You know, the spot they go to. And she, she's asking him about Britt. Like, why didn't you say you were like Britt? I said, Maxie, you know he's behind society setups. You know Cody is dating Britt and they met off society. Like, put the pieces together, ma'am. I was like, why is she not putting these pieces together? Because Maxie be into that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I don't understand it. But anyways, Cody is just like, she was like, when did you start liking not Cody? Maxie is just like, when did you start liking Britt? And he was like, around the time Cody said something is when, and she was just like, I just don't see you with Britt. She's so cold and you're not. And that's when he started, telling her that, his match is not on society setups because you're his match. And to be quite honest with you, I like me some Maxie, but she and Austin have no chemistry. Like, I liked her and Spinelli together, and I don't understand why they had to, I don't understand why they never think about putting these two together. I like them together, and she and Austin have no chemistry. Y'all are forcing that the same way y'all are forcing a few couples on this soap. But anyways, let's move on, y'all. So we see Cody, Scott, Britt, and Liesl. Okay, so Cody's broke Scott nose, he say, and baby, the way Liesl manhandled Cody. He said it's between me and Mr. Baldwin. But anyways, we find out that Cody's mom was Dominique. And he was raised by the Bells. Now, this was before Scott knew Dominique. And he said, so by the time he, got of age or whatever, Scott's daughter had spent all the money up. I'm sorry, her name is drawing a blank to me right now, but she had spent all the money up, so he doesn't have any funds. And Dominique gave him away. She gave him away to the Bells so that he could be raised by them or whatever. And so Scott said, well, I can't give you a payout or whatever. He was like, I'm all with saving animals and all that, but she could have kept a few million. Scott said, I can't help you or whatever. And he was like, I'll make it on my own. So why, y'all, him decking Scott didn't make sense. I know they tried to play it off like, oh, Dominique, and you could have been my it didn't make sense. Like, why are you angry with Scott? Like, he didn't spend all of the money up. You said it was your sister. You said your sister spent it all up. So y'all, they just, child. If you don't want Cody to be a bum, then stop making him do those type of things. If you, I just, the more you reveal about him, the more I'm just like, roll my eyes or whatever. Because who is he? Because this is one part of it, but I want to know the mystery behind he and Britt and all that. Like, I want, like, why is he has to get to know her? I want to know that mystery. Not this right here. Y'all giving his backstory. You didn't have to. Oh, let's move on. So then we see Anna and Martin, and I like Martin, and that's fake Southern accent he does. I like it. I hope that's not his real speaking voice, right? Because I don't think I've ever heard him in person. But I know when he was Tad, he did not sound like that. But that fake Southern accent, it be tickling me. And this was comic relief for me today. He and Anna, because she told him, if you don't help me with Valentine, I'm telling all your ex-wives. I said, Anna, I know you're She said, yes, I am. And I said, well, Martin, you better start talking, because the way you talking about them ex-wives, you don't want them to know that you was hiding that money for them. He said, that money that they didn't get, that takes care of my mother full time or whatever. So I'm not fit. What you want to know? And he said, this is attorney confidentiality, and Valentine is my friend. And I said, Anna, what do you want to know? And she said, well, if he tells you anything, let me know or whatever. I mean, he gonna tell Valentine that you want to know this information. So I don't know. You know what I have an issue with? Anna is supposed to be this detective, WSB or what. She's supposed to be so good at her job or whatever. And you can't figure out what Victor has over Valentine. Like, come on now. Y'all not finna do this to me, but let's move on, because I'm sounding a little bitter about these storylines today, and it wasn't that bad. Anyway, so we see Drew come up to Valentine, and, he said, I got a proposition for you. And Valentine said, I'm a little busy. He said, no, I'm not asking. I said, oh, God. Y'all don't know who y'all want to make Drew, but okay. So he tells Valentine, he says, I want ELQ back. And Valentine said, And so he says, well, what if I get rid of one of the Cassadines? And he was like, what? And he said, well, Spencer ain't no trouble. Nicholas, yeah, he took the little Windermere from you, but you kept trucking after that. That didn't bother you. He said, but that darn Victor, I know you want him out of your life or whatever. So let me help you get Victor out of your life. And Valentine is just like, how would you do it? And he said, I'm not gonna tell you that information. If I tell you, you go and get him out. But he said we could work together. And he said, what would it cost me? And he said, ELQ. Valentine thought about it or whatever, but he was like, nah, I think he's gonna pass. But Drew says, just think about it and let me know or whatever. And Valentine is just like, listen, my father isn't in your life right now, because they started talking about, Valentine was like, why would I go against my father? And he said, Victor is not a father to you. I do all this stuff with Scout because I'm her dad and I love her or whatever. That is not Victor. Like, if you do stuff for Victor or he does anything for you, it is not out of love. He's using you or whatever. But Valentine did warn Drew.
Whatever happened between you and my father is in the past. Don't drift back into his sights.
Or else?
No, I'm not trying to intimidate you. That's obviously not an easy task. My father is ruthless. And if he decides you can't be threatened, he will target those closest to you. Trust me. I know.
And so I don't know if Drew gonna take this or whatever, but Valentine is telling people what's going on without actually telling people. And if they would look a little deeply into this, they will find out. And the fact that Victor is using Charlotte like this on Valentine just makes me sick, y'all. It just makes me sick. But let's move on. So then we see Sonny and Nina. I know y'all don't like it, but I love it. So we see Sonny. Actually, I don't, because I don't want Nina with Sonny. I don't want Nina with Sonny because I know he going back to Carly. Give it 6 months to a year. He'll be mad with Carly, or he'll be cheating on Nina with somebody or whatever. And I love me some Sonny, but I mean, it is what it is. He's toxic. But I still love me some Sonny. But anyways, they make it official. They're going to be together and all that. I'm not going to hold you long on it. I know y'all don't even care about it and want to hear it. Let's move on. So we see Ava and Nicholas. I love Ava and Nicholas together. Like, this is my couple right here. And we see them together or whatever, right? And he's telling Ava, you gotta come home. And she said, she tells him once again, I'm not coming home, sir. So you could save all that because I'm not doing it. And so then Ava goes into the Metro Court and she said, put this drink on my tab. I'm staying here anyways. And Nina come in all happy-go-lucky because, she got her man. And so Ava is like, oh, I see things have changed with you and Sonny. She said, yeah, we're going to be together. And she said, even though Carly is a gnat and she's going to be in our relationship, that's okay. We're going to be, she and Ava talking about, you know what to do with that? Squash them, squish them. I said, smack them down. I said, Lord, move on. And so then they talk about Nina does Ava does warn Nina. Now some gnats you can't get rid of or whatever. So be careful with this going in. You know, she thinking about her situation. She said, and Nina was like, I thought things were turning better for you and Nicholas. And Nina was like, Ava was like, no, we hit a brick wall or whatever. And she said, want to talk about it? She said, do you want to be an accomplice? And Nina like, I don't understand. And she, girl, you don't want to understand because Ava's over here stewing. She undid this with Esme, and now she got to stay with this man. Let's move on. So we see Alexis and Nicholas, because Alexis came up and she heard Ava say, I would rather be in prison than be with you, baby. And that tickled me. I said, she don't want this man no more. But Ava, you better want Nicholas because I love you two together. And so then Nicholas gonna sit down. Dang, I should have put this clip in because I was behooved. He gonna sit down and say, Ava loves me too much and we got too much all this and that for her to go anywhere. I said, oh, no, you didn't. But Alexis said, and she is also vain and has pride and everything. So whatever you've done to her, whatever little mistake you talking about, you know, you're gonna have to pay for this when it comes to Ava, and don't just be assuming because she love you she gonna stay with you. And I said that's what they be getting wrong, just thinking you gonna stay because you love them. This is a new day. This is not the 1950s. We move on. Let's move on. So then we see Victor come up in here, and he's called this meeting because Alexis said, "What?" I mean, Nicholas was like, "What you doing here, Alexis?" She said, "You text me you wanted to meet." Baby, it was Victor. So he's trying to come up with a way to get Spencer out. And he said, Alexis said, well, I can't help him. He said, your magazine could, though. So what they want her to do is run a story to help Spencer with the invader. And Alexis said, no.
Trina is on trial for a crime that neither Spencer or her victims believe that she committed. Can you imagine the uproar? If a young white man is set free for a crime that he did do, and a young black woman is sent to prison for a crime she didn't do.
And I say, you're right, Alexis. Because watching this soap, I'm in an uproar. And I'm upset that Esme is gone. Y'all better bring her back when the verdict comes in that Trina is innocent. Because I wanted to see her face and her expression when Trina got to get off of this trial. And if y'all don't make Trina be innocent of this, I'm going to have a fit. I'm going to have a fit. So y'all put that in there. So that lets me know that y'all read our comments. So you know we want Trina to get off, and you know we wanted Esme to see her get off. Oh Lord. But Alexis is not gonna do it. And she said Spencer gonna have to ride this one out. I'm sorry. And so they're like, okay, but whatever. Let's move on. So then we see Dante and Spencer, and Cam had sent over Spencer something to eat from Kelly's, and Dante's like, you better enjoy this because this Penville is not gonna be cooking like this. And he said, nah, I'm cool. And then Dante said, well, your grandmother gonna check on you. Eat the food. And so he starts eating the food or whatever. And he was like, tell me what's going on, like why you did it or whatever. He wanted more just to talk it. And Spencer said, you know, I'm not talking about our lawyer. He was like, listen, I'm not trying to do anything to you, but Penville is not a place that you want to be. And so then Sonny comes because they said Spencer has a visitor. So Sonny comes and Dante sees him and he tells Sonny it ain't looking good or whatever. And Sonny was like, I got him. I'll talk to him or whatever. And so Sonny goes in and he speaks to Spencer. And he tells Spencer, you know, I got people inside looking out for you. He said, oh, thank you. Sonny said, thank me after these 30 days. I said, hell, they're going to have to do a month. Boy, he said, thank me after these 30 days because they ain't going to be able to be with you all the time or whatever. And he said, but just keep your head down. Don't say anything because you know Spencer got a smart mouth. He's like, keep your head down. Don't rock the boat and your 30 days will go by fast or whatever. And he was like, what if, but he told him, I respect you for what you did for Trina. He said, would you still respect me if you knew I was Jordan told him she could lessen her sentence if he turned. He said, if I was a rat. And Sonny said, listen, and this is what I say too. Sonny said, in my world, there's nothing worse than a rat. He said, but you ain't part of my world. So you do what you got to do to survive. Like, if that's going to help your sentence be lighter, do what you got to do to survive. And don't, if he give over Victor, Spencer ain't going to have to see the inside of a cell because Jordan going to take that one. But he's like, do what you got to do to survive or whatever. And so Spencer's thinking about it because he said, I'm not gonna lie, because Sonny said, I don't mean to scare you. Spencer said, you ain't trying, you're not scaring me. I was already afraid. Said, because nobody want to go to the prison. This is a young man. And we all know what GH did to Michael when you sent him to prison. So anyways, Sonny is just telling Spencer, turn, like, you're not of this world. So go ahead and turn state if you got to. Is that what they call it? I think so. Anyway, so then we go to Cody, Scott, Britt, and Liesl, and Dante arrives, and he has to arrest Cody or whatever. And it is what it is. I thought for a minute there that Scott was going to stop it, and Scott said, nah, he hit me in my face. I said, oh okay then. So that was General Hospital today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow for another episode of What Happened on the Soaps, the General Hospital edition. Thank you for watching. Bye.